We're not searching for drugs or money here. If you let drugs slip past you, it's not that massive of a problem. But we're looking for explosives. You can't ever let anything slip past you. We can search almost anywhere. In buildings, out of buildings, people, cars, you name it, we can pretty much do it.
Using the dogs as a tool for searching, they can cover such a wide area in a fraction of the time a person can. He'll smell it from much further away than a person will detect with any of their tools. When there is a threat, businesses have to shut down, you have to all move away. So if you can just send the dog in for a quick couple of minutes, saves a lot of time and money. It really is quite a fast process. We do train our dogs with live explosives. Benefit is the dogs then know exactly what they're looking for.
You'll go out, you'll do a routine search, and your dog will seem a little bit disinterested. So you think, right, okay, the next vehicle that comes in, we're going to put something out on it to wake the dog up. So one of the handlers will go grab one of the various explosives substances that we've got, glove up, and they'll go and have a word with the driver of whatever vehicle comes in, and they will place something on the vehicle for me and my dog to find. We've got the real McCoy. There is no dummies, no substitute for the real thing. The last thing you want to do is use a substitute for an explosive. It won't produce the same scent picture, it doesn't have the same chemicals in it as a real explosive. And the dogs benefit from that immensely.
They're also trained on smaller quantities like what we call soaks. They're just little pieces of paper that are kept in with the live explosive. The benefit of using the smallest quantity, so you know that the dog can hit on the slightest hint of the scent. They don't need a huge quantity to be able to tell you it's there. Because the way we're trained, we could send the dogs almost anywhere. If you give us something to search, if it's not obvious, we would find a way to search it. We have 2 dogs each per handler because for some of the contracts that we do, it's quite a heavy day. So you basically can work one dog while the other rests and you can rotate quite quickly.
As soon as one has sort of said, Dad, I've had enough, I need to stop. Okay, no problem. You can just put the dog in the back of the van and get your other one out. And he's fresh and eager because he knows the other one's been working. He knows that there's something going on. So he comes out of that van revving to go. He just wants to get on with it. And obviously, if you are searching and you do come across an item of interest, instead of pushing the panic button straight away and calling the emergency services, we've got a second dog where we can go and confirm what the first dog has indicated on.
Different breeds do have their strengths and weaknesses. German Shepherds and Rottweilers are often seen, obviously, for guard work, patrolling, man work. German Shepherds in particular make fantastic search dogs for nose work, but due to people's perception, they tend not to be used, and we stick to Spaniels who are a scenting dog. You know, if you're searching a fairly public area and you've got a great big German Shepherd with you, people can be a bit nervous and wary and you tend to draw more attention, whereas if it's a little Spaniel that's bouncing around and having a great time, it's a lot more discreet. A lot of them like a more discreet service where there's no uniforms, no vehicles marked up, no harnesses on the dogs, so you can clear a whole area in the public eye with just walking your dog out for a nice little stroll, when in effect you've cleared a whole area and you've just made people smile because they've seen a dog in a busy pedestrian area that they wouldn't normally see. Our vehicles, as well as being unmarked, they also are fitted with a tracker system. So for the client as well as our company, they can basically keep track of our movements, see where we've been and when. If there's any discrepancies with anything, they can double check and say, yes, that was done on this time. for the dogs, what we call work is actually the beginning of a play stage, because they think they're going out, they're going to find their tennis ball. When they hit a scent, they tell you it's there to get the ball. They work for nothing but a tennis ball and a cuddle at the end of the day.
All they're doing is looking for that special scent that gives them the tennis ball. And the tennis ball is their entire world. The dogs are very well looked after here. Each dog has its own individual kennel, its own individual run, its own individual sleeping area. And I think they've got an extremely happy life here.
You get a very strong bond because you spend so many hours working with them, and ultimately if you can't trust them and they can't trust you, you're not going to work well together, which was a big part of the training, was bonding with the dogs, playing with the dogs, getting to know each other, lots of walks. Without a bond, you haven't got a companion to work with, you haven't got a colleague that you can trust.
They match the personalities of the dog with the personalities of the handler. That dog will stay with me for the rest of its working life. So it's very important that the dogs match the handlers with emotion and just attitude.
When we begun the training process for us and the dogs, it went for more than 700 hours over 13 weeks, which was quite strenuous, a very intensive learning time. Although not many companies do that many hours, you can do a much smaller course, but we did a lot more in it due to the nature of the job. We wanted to be the best at what we're doing.